Yo, so I got a special episode today. It's not that special, like it's gonna be like a special guest on here. It's just me in my room. You know what I mean? So like, I ain't like that. You know what I mean? But like, first off, it's your boy Libra Got 90 back with another Survivor Side Stories podcast episode. I don't know what episode number we're on, but yeah, I don't know. But listen, I want to talk about some things today. I definitely talk about the new reworked skull merchant that will be coming in the 7.3.0 patch. I'm pretty sure maybe like in a couple of weeks or next week. I don't know. Very interesting. I'm also going to talk about why you should just not argue with people on Twitter about DBD or anything about life. It's the internet, and I still fall for it. I don't know why, but I want to start trying to not just ramble, but just like actually have topics. So I got me a notebook and a pen, and I just wrote some stuff down. If you're new to the channel and you like these audios, please like, share, subscribe. Listen, I always tell people I still try to make videos when I can. I work a lot. Like, dude, I got off almost at 2 o'clock this morning. You know what I mean? So I'm still up trying to get it, Plus, it's just I always encourage people, just listen to these audios. Like, if you're just at work, if you're working on something, if you're working out at the gym, whatever you're doing, washing dishes, just listen. That's all these basically are about. I understand that people are busy as much as they can, and I appreciate any time you can make time for what I have. I think if you have YouTube Premium, not that I'm sponsored by that. By the way, I wish I was, or something like that. It'd be nice to get a sponsor. But if you could, if you got the YouTube Premium or whatever, then you can just lock your phone. You can still hear me playing in the background. That'd be great. So first of all, let me just say this too. I have no disrespect towards any killer mains that follow me and subscribe to me. I understand that it's a video game, and at the end of it, they're just two sides to the game. It's just I'm a Survivor main. That's why this game is called. And again, I named it because I just think it's ironic that people think this game is still Survivor Sided. That's why I said Survivor Sided Stories. You know what I mean? Because it's mostly me playing Survivor and just giving my experiences and stuff like that, and my feedback and opinions. But we also like to share facts too. That's why I bring up the kill rates. That's why I try to bring up what the dev said about why 6.1.0 patch needed to happen, so that way killer could still have fun playing Survivor. Like, even right now, the game still shows 100% blood point bonus to even queue up as Survivor. That is at least 90% of the time been playing since like last year. I mean, I've been playing this game for basically 3 years, but I'm just saying, like, since that patch came out, they pretty much buff killer to like the max. It's basically been the case, right? So, first off, let's talk about Skull Merchant. So, what they basically done, and if you want to follow Twitter, I definitely recommend that you do so. That way, like, I don't mind learning these things myself, as far as like listening to Ots and other people in the community that is very knowledgeable about the game, but also learn it yourself and follow these things. That way, you can interpret things your way as well too, right? I just kind of want to read over some things real fast. So basically what they're doing with the Skull Merch, instead of it being currently, which is live now, where you're just, I'm just going to allow survivors to just literally knock out all gens. Like, this literally happened in Haddonfield, by the way, where Skull Merchant literally just didn't care about any other gens. It was the main house. The main house, if it in main building, that's usually gonna have like a gen, and it's gonna be like orbited around like 3 other gens, which is basically gonna be like the main gen you should try to knock out right away. Because if you start out around the map trying to complete other gens, and then you only have 1 gen left, but then there's still 3 because you gotta remember, and if you don't know this, I probably said this in another podcast, there are 7 generators in the game. So each map there are 7, not 5. I know you have to complete 5 only, but there are 7, right? And you have to complete only 5. Now, I'm not saying only 5 like it's just easy to do, but then being 7, you don't want to work from the outside, and then you only have 1 gen to complete left, but then there's still 3 gens. So if you did 4 generators on the outside, you only got 1 more to complete, but then there's still 3 gens that are in the middle. I mean, the killer, even if the killer's not even that good at, going around the map or teleporting around the map or whatever, as others, it still would be easier for them to still camp around that. You get what I mean? So you really want to work from the inside on out as much as you can. But with Skull Merchant, we was playing a game in Haddonfield, and literally, this is why solo queue is very hard to win in, is that the survivors just did every gen that they wanted to do except for focusing on like the main house, which had 3 gens around that. And the Skull Merchant literally did what, like, I think it's the same. It's not the same killer, but it's what that killer did against the best team in DBD, which is Eternal, where they're like, okay, complete all the gens, and then we're just gonna focus on just one gen, which is the main one that has 3 gens around it. I'm gonna set up drones. I'm gonna have a bunch of slowdowns. I'm gonna have gen regression perks. Every time I hit you away from there, you're gonna get exposed if you're staying around the drones too long inside the area. That's literally how these killers play. And that's exactly what the killer did. And all the killer focuses on is not chasing you like too long. They just want to protect the 3 gen and just keep on kicking it and keep on kicking it. And this is how like damn near psychotic some of these killer mains are. With all respect, like literally you would rather stick in a game for that long, for like almost an hour, just to win a game. Like, see, I'm a grown man, bro. I work. See, that's what kills me about Dead by Daylight. Like, listen, I would not want to be a dev. I'm not trying to be a dev. I feel like I don't think that they don't care about their game, right? Obviously, that's how they make their money. They know this is like their most popular game. That's why they can come out with skins and all this stuff. They know that even though we complain about it, including me, if it's a skin that I like, I'm going to spend $10, right? It's just what it is. Like, I like getting camped in my nice, fancy fit. You know what I mean? Like, so I wish they had like something like Jordans on here to be nice, right? Even though I haven't worn Jordan in like 10 years. But that's my whole point. Is that like I don't feel like waiting in a match all day. And if you have to, and if you have to leave, you have to leave. If you have to go pick up the kids, you gotta go pick up the kids. But guess what? Then you take a DC penalty, right? And then that could be like, and then you gotta think if there's a lot of people that's playing Skull Merchant, and you just want to go next. It just gets very boring. I mean, hell, you already have the Knight, who's already gonna. I ain't trying to bring him into it. I ain't trying to bring his name up. I ain't trying to get folded. You know what I mean? Because I don't know where he at. But I'm just saying, like, the Skull Merchant is literally the most boring killer to ever go against. Like, literally. And I know when people be like, oh, well, I killer's boring in chase. When survivors say that, it usually means, like, okay, like their power and the mechanic is boring. Like, okay, obviously I have to hold for it because we can't mind game. Killers get mad when we don't. I don't want to make this about this, but killers get mad when we don't want to, mind game around certain killers who have to hold forward. Well, one is just mind gaming too. Like if I don't want to play obvious palettes, if I can fake you out on something, I'm gonna try to outplay you. That's the point of like trying to mind game, right? It's not to make the obvious loops and obvious plays and take the obvious window because it's there and we're looping. It's the mind game. But now what they've done was just add plenty of anti-loop killers like the Artist, the Knight, where you have to hold forward now, right? And those killers' powers are designed to make it where we're gonna shut down this and stuff like that. But I don't want to get off into that. To make a long story short, we went up against the Skull Merchant in Haddonfield. The survivors did all the other gens except for the main 3 gens that are in like the main gens that are like around the house area. And the Skull Merchant literally just threw up the drones all day. We got exposed, kept kicking it, kept regressing it, kept kicking it, kept regressing it. This is you can never convince me that killer wants to have fun in DBD more than they want to win. You cannot convince me. There are times that I go against killers every now and then who have fun chase builds and they make you think and okay, once you learn that they got bammed and okay, well just be careful taking this window and or you might have to pre-drop a pallet. If they got Spirit Fury and all that other kind of stuff, cool. But when you go against Skull Merchant players, they're not doing it to have fun. I don't want to hear this. Oh, it's because you might want to play her because she thick. She's the thick pixel. But you're not playing her because she's fun and chase because she's garbo. She's garbage and chase. She's cannot. But the thing about it in chase though too is her power just, eventually, if you're in that area that's drone, then she'll just get faster and faster. That claw trap, I think, please don't quote me, makes her faster in chase. And if you're around that drone area too long, you can be exposed, and then she can be undetectable, and then she moves faster and end up downing you with that claw. That claw, and reach with that claw is so crazy. But let me get into the fun part. I'm out rambling. Trust, I promise you I'm out rambling. I mean, there's times I'm gonna talk about side notes. I'm gonna have like side notes, right? So let's get off into it. It says Skull Merchant Jones is more chase focused than area denial driven, which means chase us, dude. You just literally I'm just gonna set up a drone and I'm just gonna just force the virus to just like move out of the way. Oh, let me guess. Hold on. Let me guess. Regen rushing. Now killer's gonna start complaining that we're gen rushing, right? I'm just trying to hurry up and get out, bro. I got stuff to do. You either kill me or let me get the or I get the gens done. Like, it's literally that dynamic, right? I'm not one of those survivor mains that mad that you're trying to kill me, but I just don't like a game that drags out. That's why, listen, you turning me out, you a hoe, of course. If you camp me, whatever, I can go next. You're still a hoe, but I'll just go next. When you slug me, you're dragging the game. I have stuff to do. I got money to make. I work a 9 to 5. I mean, I play DBD. Sure, I mean, I would love to get camped all day by a night player, but I'm sorry, I have better things to do. So now they made it where her drones are more, drones are more chase focused than denial focused. Starting with 6 drones, she can deploy them and be undetectable for 8 seconds. Okay, so she have 6 and she can just put them out around, or she can just deploy them and they're just undetectable. They also said placed in stealth mode where scanning beam is hidden until triggered by a survivor. So pretty much, unless you're moving around, I'm trying to see how it's gonna work. Unless you're like running around or trying to make too much noise, or it's pretty much gonna be in stealth mode. So I don't think the beams are even shown yet because it's hidden right now. It says once triggered, the drones will enter scouting mode where the scanning beam will be seen by all survivors, basically. So that means all around the map, we all know that, okay, somebody triggered the trap, or not trap, somebody's triggered it, and now we can see it's letting us know what's going on. It says, if a survivor is scanned by a drone 3 times, they will be injured by claw trap that causes hinder status effect, which means when you're hindered, you just move a little bit slower for a little bit, like maybe, I don't know how many seconds, but it's not that long. But basically, you have to just be careful around how you move around that drone, if that makes sense. Just be a little bit careful. But again, at least it's not just set up by gens all day, and you have to try. Like, the thing about Skull Merchant is, we know that especially if you play killer and you try to play for 3 gens, because I think that's the most efficient and smartest way to play killer is to play for 3 gens. As much, and I understand that now I know some people will probably listen to this and be like, wait a minute, but you don't like that she's, her power is to shut down 3 gens. This is why I just hate how she was designed in the first place. I understand that killer wants to win the game. Survivor wants to win the game, right? Like, I didn't get good at Survivor just to like lose, and like the purpose of chase for Survivor is to buy time for your team to do gens, and killer needs to make sure that they stop gens from being completed, so that way the doors don't get open. So I understand why they would play for the 3 gen, but my God, the Skull Merchant, they're not bro. Even Team Eternal, which I've said this before, even Team Eternal, they beat it. It took almost an hour to beat that killer. I forgot what his name was, to beat that killer. But the difference with that too is that it was a custom match and they all knew what they were doing. Like, it's easier a bit to, not saying that anyone would win. I know I would win because I'm a GOAT. But what I'm saying is that like it's easier to sort of combat something when you know what it is. Like, if I could see the killer and I know what killer, like if I'm going against Clown, and I know it's hard to, I'll probably bring windows for sure, just so I could just pre-drop and stop the Clown from getting close to me and buy time as much as I can. If I don't know what killer it is, it's just a little bit harder. So it's easier to also play with people that So I just feel like they had a better shot at winning than most because they played together and they knew exactly what killer it was and they knew what map they were going to go to. They know what was restricted. That's the thing about these comp matches, is that there are things that are restricted and allowed and stuff like that. But imagine playing against that very killer in public matches where there's no restrictions. You cannot prepare what's going on. You don't know who the killer is, and then you see a skull merchant and you just know you want to DC. Oh, but if you DC, they up the penalty, so now you're gonna get like a 10-day ban, which is probably not that bad from DBD. Like, you ever just get banned or you turn the game off, you be like, you know what, let me just go and get a drink, or let me just go and just turn off this game. Let me almost uninstall DBD. But if you put too much money into this game, you be like, especially if you do it for content like my Civil War stream, like, it's just even harder. So just to make a long story short, so they are placed in stealth mode where scanning beam is hidden until the trigger by survivor. Once triggered, the drones will enter scouting mode where the scanning beam will be seen by all survivors. Sometimes I can't even read my own handwriting, bro. I swear to God, it's weird. I have like the best hand, like cursive, like on God, I do. I have the best cursive writing, but like regular writing, I just cannot. It says survivor is scanned by a drone 3 times. I'm sorry. If survivor is scanned by a drone 3 times, they will be injured by a claw trap that causes. Yep. So I already read that part. Then it says, however, if the survivor stays still within the drone's radius, it will not go off and still work. You can still work on gens, which means it's really hard for a skull merchant to pretty much do what skull merchant does, which is when by people just turn off the game and saying F this. Like, I don't want to play this no more. That's how you win at skull merchant. You get skull merchant and you cause the survivor to be like, you know what? Why did I even, like, you question life. Like, I know they're gonna be I know the skull merchants exist. I still don't know how they look though. I don't know what they look like. I don't know what they eat. But I just know they exist in life somewhere. I don't know where they live. Okay. In caves, I don't know. But literally you cannot basically be that effective with a 3-gen with her. Oh, so many people were mad. Oh, I'm gonna get on Twitter. Like, I'm gonna talk about what happened with Twitter, this argument that I had, which I don't encourage people to really argue on Twitter. I fell for debate, but you know how it is with DBD. Let me just finish. Not that y'all were interrupting. I said let me just finish, like as if y'all were interrupting. All right, it says, however, if the survivor stays still within the drone's radius, it will not go off. You still work on gens, and it will be disabled it said drones will be disabled for a short time and not by survivor, which means I think that's basically saying that you cannot pretty much walk up to drones and do that little cheat code thing, the little cheat code up, left, down, right, and if you mess up, you get exposed, and she's just right there, and she hit you with that and all those kind of stuff, right? So that's basically her power, and that should be coming within I don't know how many days or weeks, but 7.3.0 patch. Now it's funny because I went to Twitter and I said, ha, skull merchant play. Because I talk my ish, dude. I talk my shit. That's just how I am. I'm like that, okay? See, one thing about me, I don't care. Like, I don't. Like, I just don't. I'm not gonna act like I'm that dude. I do not care. Like, I'm sorry. I am who I am. All right. So what I did was, when I said that, I had tons of killers getting upset, getting mad because something that happens every now and then, their favorite killer or broken killer getting nerfed and reworked, happens every now and then. It's like almost anything survivor even think about fun. Like, even like if you're dreaming about having fun in DBD, they will nerf it in your dreams. I don't know if y'all knew that. Like, think about it. Like, Old Dead Heart. Imagine having imagine dreaming about Old Dead Heart. You wake up and it's not even here. That's reality right now. Like, seriously. And I wasn't even that fan of Old Dead Heart because I just still feel like Dead Heart still worked at 50% of the time. Like, it still did back then, still now. If you pulled it offshore, it Dead Heart for distance and stuff. Kill rates was still at least 50%. See, it's so weird. Killers have this mentality too, where it's like if they don't get a 4K, it is an L. I don't know why they think like this. Maybe it was that one survivor they really wanted to catch that was teabagging all game, and he was able to get hatched, or she was able to get out and escape, and then that's when they get upset. And the game is so survivor, so the game is so broken. Okay, how is it broken? You got 3. Dude, listen. Let me tell y'all something, bro. You greedy. It's like that kid that just want everything. It's like that kid that, okay, you have candy, you have cakes, you have all of this stuff, but you see somebody else and they have something else that you might like it, but you not satisfied with what you got. Go sit down. Like my dad used to tell me when I was a kid, like, go sit down. Like, stop being greedy, killers. You got 3 kills out of 4. And I'm talking about, well, delay the game. You ever have a killer that, like, bro... I'm tired of saying this. Put me on the hook. Dude, I should make a shirt that says "Put me on the hook, buddy," and have a DVD logo. And I just want to see somebody. I just want a killer man to like respond to that. I'm gonna do that one. I'm gonna make a shirt. Put me on the hook. You know what I'm saying? Put me on the hook. I'm not saying okay in the game when it's like very sweaty. I can understand that. When it's me and the other survivor, put me on the hook, dude. See, if I had Unlimited Unbreakable or Base Kit, you can leave me on the ground all day. It will force you to put me on the hook. You won't just leave me on the ground. I'm not gonna get off into that. I'm just really, because it's like they do that. And I played killer before. I understand that sometimes it's viable. Like you're trying to get everybody. You're trying to slow the game down. It's literally me and another survivor. And I have to wait. Somebody one day told me that too. They was like, why don't you go sit down and, go read a book, while you wait. Don't tell me how to live my life, dude. Don't tell me how to live life. I'm telling you how to play DVD as killer. I am saying that. Like, put me on the hook. But don't tell me how to live life. Now, let me go ahead and talk about what happened yesterday on Twitter. So yeah, this guy was like, well, I was like, first of all, I just hate that killers just solely rely, and I mean solely. I'm not talking about, well, they kind of make a combination with perks and add-ons. No, solely win the game based off their mechanic. You ever just get down by a killer and it was because of RNG, because you had nothing around the map was barren, or you just had survivors who just be selling pallets to eat. I don't know why. They just be selling it. Like, you don't see it no more. And then a killer do this little noper stuff. See, nopers is just as bad as a teabag. I don't care what no one said. It is. You give me nopers, it's on. I'm on. But have your messages turned off, I'm going to slide in them DMs. Right? I'm just being nice. What I'm saying is that a killer will down you. Or it's a blight. And he hits you. See, it's so crazy to me that there's, like, we go against skull merchants. We know how hell that can be. We know how, knights and stuff like that. But again, like I said on the last podcast, there are nurse mains, there are blight mains, there are spirit mains, the 3 top killers in this game. Like, this game is so bad when it comes to how they make these killers that, like, literally, when you think about the skull merchant, the knight, annoying killers like Trapper and Solo Q. Yeah, Trappers and Solo Q, not Trapper and Swifts. Trappers and Solo Q. You gotta know the difference. Trapper and Solo Q is irritating as heck, because at least in Swifts, when you know that there's a killer and you can see it, oh, Trapper. Oh, okay, so now you know immediately to basically just watch the ground. When you are going against Trapper and Solo Q, he's annoying. He is damn near the best killer, but not for real. I'm just talking, I'm talking shit. But like, literally, because you have no communication. But you literally go against that. You go against all these irritating killers, and then you forget there are nurse mains, there are blight mains, and there are spirit mains. And there's something about when they use them add-ons, and there's something about when they use them powers, and it's just like, yo. Like, it just meant, like, I will quit the game. I do not care. If I see a nurse, I don't feel like it. I don't feel like it. There's times I'll play it, it just depends on the map. But I just don't feel like it. I don't care. I don't. And this is the public match. There's no restriction. They can do whatever they want, right? But what I'm saying is like, some killers, they like for example, people who just do allow no mechanic. Wesker. I love going against Weskers, right? He's very intense, but it's very annoying with his power, because there's something, like I say, when he first came out, his hitbox was not that big. Now it's stupid big, where he literally is hitting me and grabbing me out of the TV. Pause. You get what I'm saying? That's what I mean, where it's like, okay, how did that hit? How did that grab? How did he still get that connect? How did that still hit? Or the Huntress. Her dumb hitbox, as big as it is, no crosshair, just literally just straight up hit you and it's stuff like that, where it's like, I'm not even outplayed by you. You didn't do nothing slick. You didn't, hide your red stain, and, you paused, and you jab step and fake caught me with a hezzy, you know what I'm saying? Backdoor, Euro step. You didn't do none of that to catch me off guard. I knew what you were going to do. It didn't matter. That's what I mean. And in terms of the skull merchant, it's setting up her drones all day until you just want to quit the game. It's going against the night players that knows that his zombie ghost friends can just literally chase you through walls and stuff like that. It's going against the bird lady who can set up a crow at Shack and you're just hit and zoned out. That's what I mean. That's what that's what I mean. When survivors, all we have is our perks that get nerfed every time a killer man cry about it. I don't understand how killers can literally say all we do is cry and cry more and blah blah blah. You do all of that and at the same time be the same ones complaining and crying, and now we have no Dare Hard no more. DS, let me get on DS. This guy was like, all the second chance perks y'all have the base kit protection when y'all get hit, y'all can't get tunneled. Yeah, I just love being, I just love how that still gets me nowhere, right? That happens, like that's cool in the game, but it's the reason why DS does not work in game no more. How do you argue against that? How do you argue against OTF not working in game? How do you argue against that? Like, I want people to understand logic, right? I want people to understand logic. When I say kill, see, this is the very reason why I say like killers complain, and it's like they have the same rule, but like they don't have the exact same rule book. I checked. It's a different cover, different color. It's on Amazon, right? This is what I mean when I say like killers get greedy and their complaints are just as ridiculous as survivor mains. You're complaining about a base kit protection so that I won't get tunneled, and you just stand at the hook and just tunnel me straight out the game during the match. But at the same time, the reason why they nerfed and they made DS not work in game, they made OTF. You might as well, I mean, I ain't gonna say delete the perks because I still use OTF every now and then. I basically don't even use DS anymore. The reason why that they don't even like they not only did they rework DS to where you get less discs, I did like less seconds. Don't quote me. I think it's only the killer's only stunned like maybe 3 seconds instead of 5. Is the fact that it don't even activate in game. Do you know what that means? Like, do you know what the devs are saying when they want to nerf something in game? That means they don't want you to rely on that perks to escape, which can increase what? The chance of survivor of escaping and doing what? Beating killer. So what are you talking about? In essence, that is showing that they want killers to win more than survivor. They got rid of OTF, and if you do any objective, that deletes the perk for you to even use it. You can't, because I guess technically they're saying you're not being tunneled. You was able to work on the gen. I mean, who would really try to go on a gen after a killer's still chasing them after they just got off hook, right? It doesn't make sense. So I understand that you must have gotten away and you gotten healed to be able to do a gen so you're not getting tunneled. That's fine. But the mere fact that doesn't even work in game anymore, that is literally telling that they wanted it to be a certain way. So why are y'all arguing or bringing up base kit BT? Like, how does that make sense? Like, I can have that all game, but DS don't even work in game, which means killers can just literally tunnel for free. They know they're gonna get it. But these be the same killers that would complain and say the game is still survivor sided, when the dev's literally taking away stuff like that. Okay. And the guy, and it's so crazy because the guy that was saying stuff like that, and other people, it wasn't just him. People always say, well, you're mad that killers using the power, and you're mad that survivors using Made for this. You're mad that survivors are using perks to try to help them escape. You're mad that survivors are trying to gen rush because, like, yeah, okay, there's a killer coming after me. I'm gonna take my time doing gens, which a lot of people do. Gens are boring. So basically, winning is boring. I don't understand the logic. Both of it doesn't make sense. I understand that killer is gonna be killer is to kill. When I see a survivor man trying to boop the Snoop and the killer don't want to boop the Snoop as pig, and they all say that it's not a nice piggy. Bro, just play the game, dude. What are you doing? Play the game, dude. The killer don't have to boop you. Some killers just want to have a fun chase, a stimulation. They want to, do their thing. That's just what they want to do. Why are y'all so hell-bent on trying to boop the Snoop? See, I get on survivors, too. It's not about me just getting on killer. I get on survivor, but I am a survivor man. Don't get it twisted. But it just doesn't make sense, and it's the same thing. So mind you, it was this guy that was doing that. He was arguing with me. He was talking stuff, saying I'm out this as Survivor, and mind you, it's crazy because listen, my stuff is public. You can always check out my channel. You can subscribe. You can hit that notification bell. You can do all of that. You can like the video. You can do all of that. But there's always people who don't even have content. Now he was a streamer, and it's crazy because these are the same killer mans. Oh, well, Survivor solo queue was easy. I easily do this. Anybody who ever says that, they are a killer man trolling that Survivor. Nobody in their right mind will ever say solo queue was easy. That is like hilariously stupid. Like you're trying to get a rise out of me, and it worked. Which is why I gotta stop just arguing with people on Twitter. It literally made no sense. Why am I gonna argue with somebody who I literally went to his stream, and that happens almost every time when I go look up somebody or check them out. They're always a killer man saying that. You are a killer man who casually plays Survivor. It's just not the same. You're not, bro. I literally pulled my hair out when I had long hair, grinding in solo queue to Prestige 100. Literally. It's one thing to play, solo queue and play Survivor just to mess around or whatever. It's another thing where you're being serious with it, and you're trying to get a goal or you're trying to achieve something, and so now it's you feel like you have to play, but just for you to know the end result. And mind you, this was after 6.1.0 patch already implemented. We talked about made for this. Made for this that will never outbeat Bloodlust. I mean, sure, if you know how to loop and you know how to mind game, you can get to pallets and you can try to stun killer and lose them in chase, sure. But at the end of the day, Bloodlust will still kick in and get faster and faster and faster. You're not always able to lose killer right away and chase or stun them. It's just not. It depends on the killer. It depends on the loop. It depends on the structure of the tile. It depends on if you're going against a range attack killer like a Huntress, and it's hard to get a stun because likely she's going to wind up and hit you and expecting you to throw it down. It's not easy to do that. I have respect for killer to understand that I've played a little bit of killer where, yeah, you have to really know what you're doing as killer and understanding what perks you can use and what can stack and understand what's your advantage, what's your disadvantage on certain maps. But when you sit here and try to say Survivor is easy, bro, I showed one of my loop videos and the guy, one of the guys, told, you were running into the wall and you were pre-dropping everybody. Bro, you can go to that video right now. It was when I had 5,000 hours. One of the most in-depth. And listen, I get people who hate on my YouTube videos or be real or whatever they want to say. It's not just my supporters, telling me good things. There are random people who got a lot of help from that video, who learned a whole lot. So I'm not about to let some bots tell me on Twitter who are killer mans who are getting upset that they can't stand in one area with the Skull Merchant and just camp all day telling me that I don't know how to loop. When I tell you, it took me over a year, well over a year to really fine tune understanding how to chain loops, mind game as far as waiting at pallets, being confident to wait at a pallet and act like you're about to drop it just to see if the killer respects it and keep moving. And, that takes a whole lot of understanding. That takes a whole lot. Trust me. And I just feel in this community, it just gets very sad because all we do is argue. All we do is get upset. All we do is get mad. And it just gets very irritating. I'm tired of just talking with people about the same thing every day, about, how this game is. All they pretty much do, listen, Skull Merchant needed to be nerfed. Knight needs to be next. But to promote a heavy, bad, and poor and boring gameplay and then get upset because of that, because they want it to be reworked, I just don't see the problem. I just don't. But hey, killers get stuff like this happen to them every now and then. They'll complain and complain about Survivor. Again, kill race is damn near 100% now. Still complaining. Dead heart is gone. Oh, dead heart is gone. Right? Made for this, yeah, people still use it, but you're still winning most of your games. What are you mad about? Mad cause bad. That's all I'm gonna tell you. Literally mad cause bad. Let me see. Was there anything else I can talk about? No, or was that it? Let me see. Yeah. I'm not gonna keep it too long today. I just want to talk about the rework to skull merch. I'm actually excited about it. I'm not that excited. I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm not giddy about it. Like, I'm not gonna. I don't know why I even said I was excited. I'm tired. It's like 8 o'clock. I'm not like excited. Like I'm waiting on, to like that new game, at GameStop to drop at like 12 a.m. You know what I mean? Like I ain't that excited, but I'm just saying I think it's interesting to see that like I can go against her and just see how many people. And listen, I'm gonna tell you this right now before I end. Right, like this is how you know. Right, this is how you know. And please let me know if 33 minutes is the sweet spot. I want people to really watch these videos, or listen. Like I said, this could be just something that you listen to just on your free time, right? There's the difference between you watching the video where you have to pay attention and learn something, and then there's listening, right? I guarantee people is not gonna be playing this girl. I promise you they're not. Like this what gets me about people. And I remember when I was watching Hexy when he was on this stream, and he was like, people know why they play certain killers. Like people know why they play Nurse. They know why they play Spirit. They know why they play Blight. They know why they play the Knight. You know what I'm saying? They know why they play Skull Merchants. And the guy was like, well, what if they just like playing Blight? And he said, well, I guarantee if they nerfed Blight and reworked him, y'all probably would not be. Y'all probably wouldn't be playing with him. Y'all know why, y'all. I hate when people just. I'm a real person, dude. I'm a real chill dude. I'm a real person. Be real with me. You could be a hoe anywhere else, but be like honest with me. You know why you playing Skull Merch. You don't have fun with that. You just want to win and dominate. You want it to be easy. This is why killers get mad that anything that survivors get. The fast vault, how we were flying over it, and then they made it where. A fast vote was the slow vote, and made for this is pretty much get reworked and all of this stuff. And it's the reason why they do that. They want it to be easy. And then there's people who knows like they still win the game. They got 3 out of 4 survivors. They didn't get 2 out of 4. They didn't get 1 out of 4. They didn't get 0. They got 3 out of 4 survivors. Will lose the game and still say, man, this game is still survivor. It's so survivor-sided. Like, why? I guarantee they're not about to play this killer anymore. Y'all only play to zone out and sit around and not do anything. You bots. Now she's getting reworked. She's going to be demoted. Y'all not finna play with her like that because she's already not that great in chase. I will say that lunge attack is very annoying, though. It's like that Freddy almost. Where it's like he just slaps you. He just slaps the shit out of you. Just like, rawr, he just hits you and stuff. Like, especially in your dream and stuff. But no, like, y'all know you're not about to play a Skull Merchant no more. Hang it up, bro. I mean, some of y'all might want to look at her because she's a thick pixel girl and all that stuff because y'all on some other stuff in DBD. I don't get it, but like, y'all not finna play with her, bro. Y'all not. At least not the people who've been playing as her, playing her the way they all been playing her. Y'all not finna play with her. Y'all gonna find another killer. And then I remember I said that, and the guy was like, I was like, well, I guess y'all not gonna be playing with her like that no more. And the guy was like, okay, so Blight, Spirit, and Nurse. Like, okay, so should I just choose those to play? And that's the thing. I feel like they're not gonna mess with those killers. I mean, yeah, but the Spirit has been nerfed, but she's still pretty strong. So, like, don't get it messed up. She's still stronger than most of these killers out here. So, anyways, some of these killers are just mad because bad. That's all I'm just going to leave it on that note. I appreciate you guys listening. Again, head over to DBD, Twitter to follow them as well. You can also subscribe to my channel as well, too. Road to 2000, man. I've been on I feel like it's been like 2,000 years. I've been on road to 2000, man. But I'm getting there. I feel like some people sleeping on me. Maybe the pillow's too comfortable. They sleeping on me. let me stop, dude. Oh my god, let me stop, bro. Like bro. Like, I be coming up with some stuff, bro. Like, literally, I be coming up with, like, some bars. I ain't even gonna hold GB. Like, what's crazy? Like, I haven't run up against, this is random. I haven't run up against a Wraith in, like, a million moons. Like, I don't know if he's, like, I don't know if he's taking his PTO or, like I don't know if he's just, like, on vacation with the kids or his family. But, like, I haven't seen a Wraith in a long time, bro. What's going on, man? Let me know. Tap in with me. Let me know. Dude, let Let me stop, dude. This is so stupid, bro. That's oh my god, that is some funny stuff, man. But listen, if you guys really like the audio, man, please share it and get other people talking about it just so we can, you know, run it up, because I would like to keep doing this. And I would still try to do those DVD replays videos on my day offs and stuff, but like on days I gotta work, when I'm feeling spontaneous, I will try to do better at like putting out my posts to start letting y'all know that I'm doing these, so that way y'all can get in position to listen and stuff like that. So yeah, but hey, if you're new to the channel, please like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And if nothing else, have a good day and peace.